So good afternoon, students. Hope all are safe. Check whether your friends have joined. If they have not joined, means ask them to join the Google Classroom. Okay. So now we are in the process of Unit 4, microcontroller. What is microcontroller? Can anyone? Microcontroller. So are you students? Are you taking lunch or you're sleeping? What is microcontroller? So microcontroller is a device which is used to perform a particular function repeatedly. Okay, just a minute. Okay. So in the previous class, we saw about the memory organization of microcontroller. There are two types of memory: program memory and data memory. And then the instructions also. So actually, there are five types of instructions: data transfer, arithmetic, logical, branch, and Boolean variable instruction. So already we have seen this data transfer instructions, okay? So these are the operands available in 8051. The register RN, that is R0 to R7. Then the direct, which is used to refer the special function registers, which is stored in 8-bit address. And at RI, it is indirect addressing. And immediate data, we have hash data, okay? So here we have this registers accumulator, B register, and the group of registers R0 to R7. And DPTR, data pointer register, which is used to refer the external memory. And then we have the program counter, which is used, which contains the address of the instruction to be executed next. Okay, and these are the special function registers: port 0, stack pointer. So DPTR is divided into DPL and DPH. Then PCON is power control register, timer control register, timer mode register, and to store the values, we have TL0, TH0, and TL1 and TH1 for the timers. And here in the memory location 90, we have port P1. Then to control the serial data transfer, we have serial control register and serial buffer register and port 2, P2. Next one is interrupt enable register, port 3, interrupt priority register. Then we have the program status word and accumulator and B register. So these are the operands available in 8051. Okay. So data transfer instruction, we have seen this move. So I'm skipping this. So here in the second group of move instruction, the destination is RN. And in the third group, the destination is direct. And here the fourth group, the destination is at RI. Okay. And here it is accumulator. We are transferring the data from the memory location to the accumulator. And we have the push and pop instruction. An exchange instruction is used to transfer between accumulator and any one of the register. And arithmetic instruction, we have addition instruction, addition with carry, then subtract with borrow, okay? Then decrement instruction, increment instruction, and here increment the DPTR, data pointer register. And here we have divide instruction, multiply instruction, MULAB, and decimal adjust accumulator instruction, which is used for BCD operation. Because if the number is greater than 9, 6 will be added to that. That is the BCD operation. Okay? And next, logical instruction, ANL is used to perform AND operation. Okay, here the destination is accumulator, and the other group we have the destination is direct. Next, OR operation. The first four instructions, the destination is accumulator, and next one is direct. An exclusive OR operation. Okay. So logical instructions, which is used to perform AND operation, OR operation, exclusive OR operation, and we have clear accumulator and complement the accumulator cutter. Suppose if you want to complement any data, the data must be in the accumulator. Okay, that's the condition. Then the rotate instruction, rotate the accumulator left, rotate the accumulator left through carry, then rotate right through carry. Swap instruction is used to swap the nipples within the accumulator. Here also the condition is whatever we perform any functions, the data must be in accumulator. Suppose if the data is in R0 or R7, whatever registers it may be, it must be brought to accumulator by using the move instruction. Okay, move A, R0. That means the content of R0 will be transferred to accumulator, and then you can perform this rotate instruction and operation, logic, all the logical operations. And next coming to this branch instruction. So here this is A means absolute call. There is a call we are using to call the subroutine. Okay, absolute call, and this is long call. So let's see this diagram here. So this is the dash of the instructions. So in a program, we are calling a subroutine that is placed in memory location 5000. Okay, when the program executes this absolute call instruction, the control will transfer to this memory location 5000. In that, we are having the subroutine. Okay, so it will execute all the instructions. The last line of the subroutine will be a return. It must be a return instruction. After executing this return instruction only, the control will transfer to the main program, and it continues the instruction that is available in the main program. Okay. So when you call a subroutine, it will jump to that subroutine, and after executing the return instruction, it is available at the end of the subroutine, the control will transfer to the main program. So here we have absolute call means, so this subroutine must be placed in 2K capacity. There is 2 into 1024. There is 2000 something, no? So the subroutine can be placed in that memory location. Within that range, the subroutine can be placed. So this is L call means long call. So the subroutine can be placed anywhere. Actually, the memory capacity is 64K. So long call means the subroutine can be placed anywhere in the memory location. Okay. So next is return instruction, which is return is the last line of the subroutine, and next RETI is return from intent. Okay. So these are the instructions used for subroutine. Absolute call, long call, then return and return I. They may ask in 2 marks, what are the instructions used for subroutine? So these are the 4 instructions used for subroutine. The next one is jump instruction. First one is short jump. So this S jump will be using normally in the program. So actually here we don't have the halt instruction, HLT halt instruction. So that is replaced here by short jump. So short jump means, so here we have L1 now. So the L1 can be less than -1 till 1 minus 128 location can be and plus 128. So this L1, the loop L1 variable can be placed. The range is from -128 to plus 128. Okay. Like this absolute jumpers again, the memory there is from that particular location we can jump to 2 into 1024 memory location. Long jump means we can jump anywhere. Okay, inside the program there is inside this we can jump anywhere. Okay, and next one is the last instruction is jump at A plus DPTR means, so we have to add this A plus DPTR, so we will get the data there, so we have to jump to that memory location. So this is indirect addressing. You got it? So short jump means the range is -128 to 128. A jump, that is absolute jump means from that we can jump to 2 into 1024 memory locations, and long jump means we can jump anywhere, and last one is jump A at DPTR. That is we have to add this content of accumulator and DPTR. and we have to find the value to that memory location. We have to jump. Okay. Next one is we have seen this one, jump 0. If the 0 bit is set, we have to jump to that memory location. So next one is jump no 0. If it is not 0, jump to that memory location. Next one is jump carry. Okay, jump carry. So if the carry is set, next one is jump no carry. So you know this. These are the two set of instructions, same as 86. Okay, 86 processor. Next one is here, jump if the specified bit is set. So the syntax will be JB. So here JB, if the particular bit means, so you can write here ACC.1. That is accumulate in the accumulator, the first bit. JB accumulator.1. So if that particular bit is set, we have to jump to that relative address. Okay. So next one is JNB. That is if the particular bit is not set, we are jumping to that. Next one is JBC is, first we are checking that if the bit is set, then we are clearing that data and then we are jumping to that memory location. Okay, the last instruction is JBC is jump if the bit is set, and before jumping we have to clear that and then we have to jump to that memory location. Okay, so these are the branch instructions: jump 0, jump no 0. Next is jump carry, jump no carry. Next is jump if the particular bit is set and if it is not set. Next one is check whether if the particular bit is set, then clear it and then jump to that memory location. Okay. Next one is compare instruction combined with this. That is, first one is compare jump not equal. So compare this A accumulator. If it is not equal to this direct, you have to compare accumulator and direct. Okay. Accumulator and direct must be compared. If both are not equal, jump to that relative address. Jump to that address. Okay. And here the operand is different. Compare the accumulator and the immediate data. If both are not equal, we are jumping to that address. And here the operand is different. Here we have the register and immediate data. If both are not equal, jump to that relative address. Okay. And here the operand is @RI and hash data. If both are not equal, jump to this. So compare jump not equal is the operand will be different. Okay. So here the operands we are comparing is A and direct. There is direct is nothing but the special function. Okay. So next is A and the immediate data. Next is the register and the immediate data, and @RI and the data. So compare and jump not equal. So normally in compare instruction, subtraction operation will be performed. Okay. Both the data will be subtracted. The content of accumulator and this direct will be subtracted. That is, if we get 0 means it says it is equal. If there is some other value, it means it is not equal. Okay. Next one is, it will be very useful for the program. So decrement this register, and if it is not 0, jump to this address. So let's see an example here. So what we are doing is decrement this B register, and if it is not 0, we are jumping to the memory location 4000. Okay. So here in the next instruction, we have the operand is different. Here direct. That is F0 I have written. F0 I think it is B register. So decrement this F0 content, and if it is not 0, jump to the memory location 4000. Okay. So decrement the register, and if it is not 0, jump to that address 4000. So the last instruction is the no operation instruction. So whenever we want to, instead of deleting an instruction, so that instruction can be changed as NOP, no operation. Okay. So these are the decrement instruction. And next one is the Boolean variable instruction. So clear C, clear the carry bit. And next one is clear the bit, means clear the particular bit. So for example, let us say clear E0.1 means E0 is nothing but accumulator, which is referred by direct addressing, and 0.1. That is the first bit. In the address E0, the first bit must be clear. Okay. Next one is set instruction. So set the carry bit, and next one is set the particular bit. Example is we are setting the particular bit which is available as E0.1. Okay. This in the memory location E0, first bit will be set. Next one is complement. So complement the carry bits and complement the particular bits. Okay, hope you got it. So first one is clear the carry bits, clear the particular bits, then set the carry bits, set the particular bits, and complement the carry bits and complement the particular bits. And next one is to perform the AND operation between the carry bits and a particular bits. Okay. See here, perform the AND operation between the carry bits, that is one bit, and the data available in E0.1. E0.1 means E0 memory location first bit. So this is one bit. So this is another one bit. So perform the AND operation between the carry bit and the particular bit. Okay. So here ANL C comma slash bitmate complement that bit. Perform the AND operation between the carry bit and the complement of a particular bit. You see here. So just a slash here refers the complement of that bit. Like this, the same OR operation here. Perform the OR operation between the carry bit and the particular bits. And here the second one is carry bit and the complement of that particular bits. Okay. So here next one is move C comma bits. So moving the data, a single bit data to the carry bit. Like this move bit comma C means the carry bit will be moved to this particular bit position. Okay. So that's all about all these instructions. Okay. So I think you understood all the instructions. So we have first one is data transfer instruction. We have the move instruction, pop instruction, push, pop, exchange. Okay. And next one is the logical instruction. We have AND operation, OR operation, exclusive OR operation. Then we saw the clear accumulator and complement accumulator. Then the rotate instruction and the swap instruction. Then in the Boolean manipulation instructions, we saw about clearing the particular bits. Okay, Boolean manipulation instructions. Then setting a particular bit, then complementing a particular bit and a carry bit, and performing the AND operation or operation, and moving a particular bit to the carry. Okay. And let's see some programs here. First is, and also we saw about the branch instruction also, no? Absolute call, short jump, long call, like that. So now this program is to add two datas, 0, 5, and 0, 3. So what I'm doing is I'm making the data available in accumulator. So for addition, one data must be in accumulator. Whatever operation we are performing, whether addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or logical operations, one data must be in accumulator. That is the condition. Don't forget that. So first data is moved to accumulator. Okay. Next to second data is moved to B register. So third is the data, I'm writing the instruction add A comma B. So the content of A and B will be added and the result will be available in accumulator. Okay. So the data is output is available in accumulator. I want to store that in the memory location 5000. So what I'm doing is first moving this 5000 to the DPTR register. It is nothing but data pointer register. And then this move X at DPTR, comma A. That is the content of accumulator is transferred to this memory location at DPTR. So what is DPTR value? It is 5000. So the content of accumulator is moved to this memory location 5000. And here we have the no halt instruction. We have the short jump. Short jump. So this is a label I'm using here. Again, it is jumping to this memory, same memory location. Okay, there is no halt instruction in 8051. Instead of that, we are using this short jump. So short jump is jumping to the same memory location. Okay. So let's see how the program executes. So these are the registers I'm using here, A and B register, and here I refer this memory. Okay, so for initial is A is equal to 0.5 and B is equal to 0.3. So next operation is add A comma B. So A 0.5 plus 0.3 is added, the result will be available in accumulator. Next is I want to store that in the memory location 5000. So here memory 5000 is referred by the DPTR register, data pointer register. Then I'm moving the content of accumulator to this DPTR. Okay, 5000 equal to 0.8. That's all. Okay, I hope you understood. So whenever you write the program, the first step is we have the input, second one is processing, and the third part is the output. So we have to make the input available that is in the registers and do the processing. So according to this program, the processing we are doing is we are adding the two datas, and the output is we are storing that in memory location 5000. That's all. So next program is the same program along the carry bit is also added to this. That's all. So the instruction we are going to use is add C, A comma B. So what it performs is A plus B plus carry bit will be added and the result will be available in accumulator. Okay. So as we are adding this carry bit, so initially the carry bit must be 0. So I'm clearing the carry bit, CLRC. So the carry bit will be 0. Suppose if I didn't do this and if previously the carry bit is 1 means, so the answer may go wrong. Okay, suppose if I didn't use this clear C instruction, take as carry bit is 1 means, so the output will be 0.5 plus 0.3 plus 0.1 will be added. So we get 0.9. So it will be wrong. So we have to clear the accumulator, sorry, clear the carry bit and then we have to use this add C instruction. The same program. Okay, just I have included this clear C and instead of add, I have used add C. Next again, the same program subtract. So this clear C and the instruction I'm going to use is subtract with borrow. Okay, subtract with borrow. Same program, just you have to change this add B, add C, that is add with carry as subtract with borrow. Okay. Yeah. So next one is to multiply the two datas. Let's go to see. So multiply, I want to multiply the two data 0, 3 and 0, 3. Okay, so make the first one is the input. So make the data available in A and B and write using the instruction multiply AB. So both the data will be multiplied and the result will be available in accumulator. I'm storing the data. First, actually, when you after multiplication, the output will be available in A and B also. Okay. So the content of accumulator is transferred to 5000. Again, this is a lower order and the higher order will be transferred to 5001. So let's see here. A and B, it contains the data 0303. Next is multiplying the two data. Multiply. Okay, 03 into 03 equal to 09. So B will become automatically not 00. Okay, so after multiplication 03 into 03, the output will be 0009. So 09 will be available in accumulator and 00 will be available in B register. Okay. So next one is initializing the DPTR with the memory location 5000. Okay, so memory 5000. So next one is move X at DPTR. That is the content of accumulator is transferred to this DPTR. So see that 5000 equal to 09. So 09 is transferred to 5000. So what next I'm doing is increment the DPTR. So this DPTR register becomes 5001. Because I want to store the data available in B register. So I'm incrementing the DPTR register. Then the content of B is transferred to accumulator. So the condition is to store the data into the memory, the data must be in accumulator only. Okay, so we are transferring the content of B to accumulator. See here, the B is transferred to 0, 0, and then we are storing that. Okay, move X at dptr, comma A. So the content of accumulator, which is 0, 0, is transferred to this memory location. The next one is the halt, short jump instruction. Hope you understood. Let me explain again. So first we are initializing the registers A and B as, yes, Ram Raghav. You want something, Ram Raghav? Varshini? 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 So first one is we are initializing the A and B register with the value 0, 3 and 0, 3. And then we are multiplying both the data. So we get 0, 3 into 0, 3, that is 0, 9. That is available in the accumulator, and B register contains 0, 0. Okay. So now DPTR register is initialized with the value 5000. So that refers the memory. So it is 5000.
Mm-hmm.
5000, and then we are incrementing the DPTR, so it becomes 5001, and then we are transferring the data for B register to accumulator, and then we are storing that in 5001. The program which is used to perform multiplication, and the result will be available in 5000 and 5001. And next one, same program, division instruction. Okay. So here also the condition is for performing the division. The data must be in accumulator and another data must be in B register. So I have taken the data 0, 5 and 0, 3. Okay. So division, so 0, 5 and 0, 3. So according to this division instruction, the accumulator will have the quotient and the B register will contain the remainder after performing the division instruction. Okay. Accumulator will contain the quotient and B register will contain the remainder. So I'm going to store the quotient in 4000 and the remainder in 4001. What is this? DPTR is initialized with the memory location 4000. Nalin Kumar, Subhashini, are you there? Subhashini?
Yes,
Nalin
ma'am.
Kumar, make a phone call to Varshini and ask her to unmute.
Just now I'm trying, ma'am. I'm trying, ma'am. Just now I started doing a call.
Okay, fine. See, so the DPTR register is referred with memory location 4000. Then we are moving the content of accumulator, which is the quotient to 4000. Then we are incrementing the DPTR. So the DPTR register becomes 4001. Then the B register content is transferred to accumulator, and then that is transferred to the memory location 4000. So this is a division instruction, sorry, program to perform 8-bit division. This is the program to perform 8-bit division. Next one is I want to add the data 02 plus 04 plus 01. Okay. 02 plus 04 plus 01. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm making the data available in the register R0, R1, and R2. Okay. So R0, R1, R2, the data are made available 02, 04, and 01. So next is I'm clearing the accumulator. So A equal to 00. I'm using the instruction clear A. Okay. The next step is I'm adding I'm adding the first data to the accumulator. Since I adding it to add A comma R0. So previously the content of accumulator must be 00. Okay. So that only I'm clearing the accumulator. So if I didn't use this instruction, suppose if previously the value of accumulator is 01 means, so that will be added with the first data. So I'm clearing the accumulator. So add A comma 0 R0. So accumulator content is 00 and R0 value 02. This is added and the result 02 will be available in the accumulator. Okay. So what is the next one is I have to add the R1 value. So I'm using the instruction add A comma R1. The content of R1 that is 04 is added to the previous accumulator content 02. So we get the output as 06. 02 plus 04 equal to 06. Okay. And next one is I have to add the third data that is available in R2. So add A comma R2. So previously the data is 06 and the third data is 01 is added and the output is 07. Okay. So now I want to store that in the memory location 9200. So the memory is initialized as 9200. Next is moving the content of accumulator to this DPTR. So accumulator content is 07, that is moved to this memory location. That's all. Okay. So whenever you write the program, as I said earlier, you have to make the data available in the register. There is the input, then processing, and the output. Okay. So the input are here. I want to add the three data 02 plus 04 plus 01. So I'm making the data available in this registers R0, R1, R2. So next one is we have to think whether you have to use this instruction or not. If it is needed, you can go for it. Otherwise, we don't want to use this clear A. But according to this program, I have written here add A comma R0. So in order to add this R0 to the accumulator, previously the accumulator content must be 0. So I have used this instruction clear A. Okay, I hope you got it. So accumulator is 00. Then we are adding the first data. So the output will be 02. So in the next instruction, I'm adding the second data that is 04 that is available in R1. So the output will be 06. And the third data is added to the accumulator that is 01. So output is 07. Okay. And here I want to store the final output in the memory location 9200. So I'm referring that storing that 9200 in the DPTR register, data pointer register, which is used to refer the external memory, and then transferring the data to that memory location. Okay. So this is the program to add three data. Next one, just okay. What we are going to do here is there is the data. Instead of storing the data in the registers, I'm storing the data in the memory location. That is direct addressing this one 40, 41, and 42. Okay. So instead of storing the register values in R0, R1, and R2, I'm taking this 8-bit addressing 40H, 41, and 42. Okay. So here in this memory location, so 40 contains the first data 02 and 41 contains the data 04 and the third data is available in 42. And then I'm initializing this R0 register with 40H Then R5 register is the number of data I'm going to add 03. So 03. Okay. So here I have used loop statement. So instead of performing the writing the addition instruction add, so I'm going for a loop instruction. Okay, branch instruction. So these are the initial steps. Okay, I'm putting all the data in the memory location. So R0 register is initialized with 40, and I have cleared the accumulator, and R5 contains the number of data I'm going to add. That's all. So next instruction is, see here, add a comma at R0. It means it is indirect addressing. So it will refer R0. What is R0? R0 is 40. Okay, see here R0 is 40. So data in that address, what is the data in that address? It is 02. Data in that address will be added with accumulator. Hope you got it. At R0 means data in this address must be added with accumulator. How to get this data? So we have to refer this R0. R0 is 40. Okay, then go to this 40 memory location. It is 02. So 02 will be added with the accumulator. Right? See here. 00 plus the first data 02 is added. So we get 02 in the accumulator. Okay. So next is I want to go to the second data. I have to fetch the second data. So what is the address here? It is 41. So I have going to increment this R0. Okay, so I have increment R0. So this becomes 42. Sorry, 41. So incrementing this 41. Okay, and this process must be repeated how many times? 3 times. So what I'm going to do is we have to decrement this R5 register, which is used as a counter register, and we have to check whether it is 0. If this value is 0, we can come out of the program. If it is not 0, we have to repeat the addition process. Okay, so decrement this R5, and if it is not 0, jump to this label. So this is the meaning of this instruction. Okay, so decrement R5, and if it is not 0, jump to this. If it is 0, we come to this memory location. That is the next instruction. Okay. So you hope you got it. First one is we have added the first data. Okay, first data that is available in R0. Then to fetch the second data, we are incrementing this R0. So this becomes 41. And next one is we are decrementing the R5 value and checking whether it is not 0. So actually we are decrementing, it is not 0. So the process must be repeated. We have come here. What it is add a comma at R0. Now the value of R0 is what? 41. So data in the memory location 41 must be added with accumulator. Okay, so 41 contains what? 04. So 02, the previous data that is available in the accumulator, and then plus 04 equal to 06. Okay, so both are added here. What if the second data is added? So next we have to fetch the third data. So increment R0, and then we are decrementing the counter, so it becomes 01. Again we are checking it is not 0, so we are repeating this process. Okay, so add the third data that is available in R0, that is here R0 is 42. So the previous data 06 plus the third data 01 is added, so we get the output as 07. Okay, so next is we are incrementing R0 43, and then we are decrementing this R5. So it is, we are checking, we are decrementing, it is 0, right? So what is, we have to execute the next instruction. So what is the next instruction is the accumulator content is transferred to the memory location 55. That is, instead of storing in external memory 45,000 by 5,000 or 4,000, I am storing the data in the 8-bit address. Okay, so no need for DPTR register here. So the data available in accumulator, that is 0 sign, is transferred to this memory location 55. That's all. Halt. So hope you understood this. I want to repeat this. Is it okay? Are you able to understand? Swati? Okay, so this is a program to perform the addition of three numbers that is stored in the memory location. Okay. Next is the same program which is used to find the average of this. So average is after finding the sum, we have to divide that data by the number of divide the sum by the number of data we have. Okay, so just here see B in B register. I have added this two instructions to find the average. So move B comma R5 and divide A comma B. So actually the accumulator content will have the sum and B is the number of data. Okay, so just divided, so we'll get the output is average. Okay, so just added this two instruction. So that's all. Hope you understand. So like this, you have to write the program also. So you want me to repeat, guys? Kalyan Kumar, is it okay?
Ma'am, it's okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so I think with this, the fourth unit is over. Okay, so in the next class, we'll be starting so addressing modes is that's the only topic already we have studied in 8086. So I'm refreshing it and then we'll be going to the fifth unit tomorrow. Okay, so in the fourth unit, we studied about the introduction of microcontroller, then the 8051 architecture, and then the pin diagram, and then the instruction sets, and then the assembly language programming. And one topic is addressing modes left. So tomorrow we'll be starting the fifth unit also. Okay, I think it's time, Kalyan Kumar. Can you? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Let us start, ma'am.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. So happy Engineers Day to all my students. So today we are having the inauguration program by 3:30. Hope the students all can join that inaugural function. Okay. Thank you, guys. Kalyan Kumar.
I'll try.
Stop recording.